Before you watch this video, you need to know two things about me. Number one is I absolutely love mango. Love it. My favorite fruit. Number two, I can't stand fish. I cannot stand bad fish flavor. I hate it. How's it going, chasers? I hope you're having a kick-ass week. I'm Jesse, and this is Still It, the channel all about chasing the craft of home distillation and making it a legitimate hobby. Today, the plan was to make a clear mango vodka, and the inspiration for this was that I've seen a bunch of people on the forums talking about how mango, while you can create, a wash and ferment with it, it's not overly efficient because there's not a lot of sugar in it, and you do lose a lot of the mango flavor in fermentation. Apparently, I haven't tried it, I don't know, I'm just going on what everyone else says. Those people suggest using the delicious nectar of God's mango instead to make a maceration with, like this, to get around those things. What I haven't seen though is anyone messing with taking that maceration and then distilling it to see if you can get a clear mango vodka, kind of absolute style. So before we get stuck in, obviously this doesn't all go to plan, I'll just say that. But let me make the stuff, let me show you what I did, and then we can talk about what happened. First of all, you're going to need mango, and I used 1 kilo of frozen mango just from the supermarket. Next up, we have 1 litre of 95% ABV alcohol. I also added 1.5 cups of Lunatic and Lovers Botanical Rum. I'm joking, guys, don't do that. It's absolutely delicious by itself. Definitely don't waste it in fishy mango vodka. And enough water to proof that down to 75% ABV. Pop the top on and let it sit for 3 days. Alright, so this has been chilling for 3 days now, and if, to be fair, I was doing this as a maceration, I'd probably be leaving it for like, I don't know, another week or 2 weeks at least. But that is not what we're doing. We're going to distill it and see what happens. But before I do that, I wanted to take a little sample of this. Oh, without getting chunky. No. Just to see what it is like and to compare it to the distilled stuff. I'm interested to see if all the flavor comes over in distillation. I'm interested to see if it keeps a fresh fruit flavor through distillation, or whether it starts tasting like kind of stewed, cooked mango. Basically, we're messing around. We're going to see what's happening. The nose, to be honest, is a little bit funky. It's starting to get a little bit like old mango, even though it's not old mango. But the flavor is nice. The flavor tastes like fresh mango, or as good as, this stuff was to begin with. It almost smells like oysters. It's so weird and nasty, and I don't like oysters, and now I'm scared that I'm forever going to think of oysters when I try to eat mango, which is like my favorite food on the face of the planet. No, what have you done to me? Anyway, we've got this as a baseline now. Let's go throw this stuff in the little mini pot still and see what happens. Once again, we're using the trusty little mini Chinese pot still. The entire maceration went into the pot, and I added enough water to proof that down to around about 35-40% ABV. Got the pot still set up, got the burner lit, and of course sealed everything off with some flour. While the pot was heating up, I got the condenser water sorted, and as it came up to temp, we got it settled into a nice, consistent drip. I was not planning on talking to you during distillation. I was going to get some nice B-roll, do some voiceover in post, make it nice and streamlined, but that's all gone out the window because that tastes nasty. The maceration version of it tasted kind of like, I don't know, maybe a mix between oysters and surimi or something horrible like that. I don't like seafood most of the time. There's a narrow window of what I do and do like when it comes to seafood. Oysters and surimi can fuck right off. Hold on. Oily fish. Straight up oily fish. It reminds me of fish tablets, the little oily tablets thing. Kind kind of that smell that no fish should ever really smell like. Yeah, I guess I'm going to run this out. For science, god damn it, it goes against everything in me, every fibre in me, but for science, we'll finish this run off. I'll see you on the bench, and we can debrief, I guess. All right, guys, I actually pumped the brakes on this. I decided to take an extra 5 hours, delay the release of this episode, just to see if I could get my head around what's going on here, because it's quite bizarre. Before we do that, I need to say a huge thank you to the Patreons. Thank you so much, Patreons. I can't do this stuff without you. I thoroughly appreciate it, and I hope you especially are having a kick-ass week. If you're finding value in these videos, or in the Chase the Craft podcasts, or in the calculators, whatever it happens to be, and you would like to contribute directly to the channel, you can go to chasethecraft.com/support to find out all the different ways that you can help ensure that this channel keeps on keeping on. And one of those things, obviously, if it's right for you, is Patreon. So you know, if there's a flavor that you really despise and you think that you're tasting it somewhere, it's kind of like that's all that you can taste. That's where you go down. Like my eldest daughter is convinced she hates anything spicy and chili like. She used to love it. Different story. Whenever there's something that even hints at it being spicy, she'll decide it's spicy and she won't get past that. And I kind of wonder if this is what's happening with me and the fish. So I decided to give an extra day and pump the brakes. Anyway, this is what came off the still. I also took an extra 100 mils at the beginning that was a bit rough, so I biffed that. But this first little part, 100% smells like fish oil to me. I can't get that away from me. These two here are quite fruity and pleasant. They are slightly mangoey on the aroma, and there is still a slight fishiness to it, but it's not nearly as bad to me. Now, I gave a blend of these, proofed down, plus the maceration to my wife last night. She said they were quite nice and that she didn't know what the hell I was talking about. When I explained to her what I was tasting in it, she said, oh yes, it is kind of like opening a jar of fish oil tablets and smelling the jar, not like cracking it open and smelling the really potent fish oil, but just that kind of gelatin and a little bit fishy thing going on. That's what she said, so that's what prompted me to pump the brakes. Anyway, so you know what I think of the maceration, and to be honest, after going through that with my wife, giving myself some time, it's not as bad as I thought it was yesterday, but it's still not great. This one is quite similar in that it is fresh mango and a little bit of that weird, let's call it fish tablet sort of thing going on. But the mango flavor has 100% carried over into the final distillate. So I think that the problem is not necessarily with my process. I think my problem is with the initial ingredients I use. So as you saw, I used frozen mango. And obviously when you run into a betrayal as treacherous as this, your favorite fruit ends up tasting like the worst thing it could possibly taste like to you. I jumped on Google and I had some looking around, and I'm not alone. There are other people out there that say mango tastes like fish, or like, I think I saw one person saying crayfish. The funny thing is that every time it happens, people are talking about frozen mango. It is never ripe mango or dehydrated mango. It's always frozen mango that people say this tastes like. So I don't know, guys. Maybe there's something to that. If you're a food chemist of some description, I don't know, whatever you call those people, and you can explain what the hell's happening here to me, that would be great. Please do in the comments down below. If you think I'm mad, tell me in the comments down below. If you've had this happen to you, please God, stand up for me and tell the people down there that I'm not mad. And I would just like to say once again, team, this is not that I don't know what good mango tastes like. I've spent a bunch of time around Lismore in Australia. I lived in Cairns for a year later on. I used to literally eat mangoes by the freaking tray. Like we'd buy 20 or 40 mangoes and sit down and eat them before they went off. All the time in Cairns. Trust me, I know what a good mango is and I love it. It's not that. This isn't good mango. The stuff that came in that bag is not good mango. That's my hypothesis. I can 100% see why people make mango macerations. Without that weird fish flavor, this would be absolutely delicious. Yes, I think that you can distill that stuff with the mango in it. I do not have any odd stewed, cooked, jammy mango flavors in here at all. Funnily enough, it tastes very much like fresh mango, except for the fish flavor. Not cool. I do think that perhaps if you're going to do this, just back sweeten it very slightly. Perhaps just a little bit, like maybe in a bottle, maybe 2 or 3 spoons of honey, for example, might just bring that fresh sort of mango-y flavor out a little bit more. Anyway, so this was far from a roaring success, guys. Honestly, I'll keep this stuff. Maybe my wife will drink it. Yeah, I don't know. I can't bring myself to drink it right now. But I do think it was an interesting result, right? It's not something that I expected at all, and sometimes these things go this way. And I kind of feel it's important to show the failures as well as the successes, because otherwise it's just not real, right? It's a hobby, it's a craft that we're chasing, and if you're not failing and doing something weird every now and again, then you're probably not pushing yourself enough or trying enough things. That's my opinion, so I wanted to share that with you as well. All right, we're doing something a little bit different today. If you think the idea of fishy mango is absolutely freaking disgusting, hit the like button. If you think I'm crazy and that you think I'm making it up and it's all in my head, hit the dislike button. Go ahead, please. YouTube doesn't give a crap which one you press. It all counts as the same thing. Whatever. If you really like this video and you want to see more things like it, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I will see you guys next time. Keep on chasing the craft. See ya.